Colourpop is doing their second Twilight collab. I wonder if this one is going to be as popular as the first one. We have another brand closing down, and I think every indie brand in the entire universe is releasing something these like upcoming weeks, and there is so much new fun stuff. Welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We are going to chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peeked, and I'm going to let you know how I feel about these things, and then you let me know how you feel about these things down in the comments. Thank you, by the way, so much for all the supporting comments in last week's new makeup releases, where I was chatting a little bit about being less enamored with the internet as I've been as of late. I am not leaving YouTube. I hope nobody thinks I'm leaving YouTube, but my goal is maybe in a year or something to have YouTube a little bit more as a side hustle again, because I love makeup more than I've ever loved makeup. I still love doing YouTube. I still love doing videos, but I will say I've fallen a little bit out of love with the internet. It's just become maybe a little bit too harsh to just 100% have your entire life revolving around it. I know a lot of you understand, especially creators, because we talk a lot behind the scenes. I did film this look. I did do a little reel. I finally dug into the Glamlight and Willy Wonka collection. So that's what I am wearing on my eyes, and I'm also wearing the lip kit on my lips. Let me scooch you to the side and we can just have some things here on the side. So I did do a reel, and I also did actually upload here on my channel yesterday that I know I'm so shook to the core, but I got the Ubi collection by Huda Beauty. I think I'm on Huda Beauty's PR list. I don't know how that happened. I have no idea how that happened. And I also have something other like really exciting happening with Huda Beauty. Not sponsored, but I get invited to a Huda Beauty event here in Austin, so I'm gonna be attending that next week. I'll put some stuff on my Instagram stories. I'm wearing this blush, and can I say, I thought I wasn't gonna like this blush, but it's beautiful. This collection is available now, and am I entering my cool girl blush era? And is this blush the one that is like making me reconsider? Because I'm only wearing this blush. No highlighter, no nothing else. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. I'm sorry, but like I'm sorry. I was really harsh towards you when I saw you, but I'm sorry. You're beautiful. Love this formula, love this color. Who knew I was gonna fall in love with this color? Thank you so much for sending this over. I am so grateful. I actually really, really love this blush. I think it is beautiful. This is my favorite part of this collection. I'm also wearing the under eye powder. Like, I'm wearing the purple powder under my eyes. I don't think it's perfect for my undertone because I have a golden undertone, but I definitely could see maybe someone with an olive undertone, especially if you are like medium tan deep. It would probably be even more perfect for you. That's at least what I think. I think the powder is slightly too dark and slightly, too purple for me, but it doesn't look bad. I think it looks really good. Anyways, that collection is available now in case you're interested, and I do have a little reel where I am showcasing all the products in case you're interested in seeing them in action. I didn't think they were going to be as pretty as they are, but I mean, Huda Beauty does make really great products, so maybe I should have been expecting it to look this beautiful. Let's start talking about the collection that Colourpop has released with Twilight, their second collection. This is the new Moon collection. This one released yesterday. I know a couple of you were messaging me saying that my code with Colourpop didn't work. Usually Colourpop, like, they renew the codes every year, and there's usually like a little gap where the code doesn't work. So it is working again. Usually the Colourpop code, it gives you 10% off your order, but it doesn't work on already discounted bundles usually, at least not exactly when they're released and things that are already on sale. But my code does work again. In case you're ordering from Colourpop, you can use that and get 10% off your order. This collection is being sent to me. Colourpop actually did let me know that this one is heading my way. As I'm filming this, I still hasn't received this. We're also we have like severe weather warnings today in Austin, so I am not expecting to get any mail at all. I really actually hope that the mailmen's that they get the day off, that they're not like endangering themselves trying to be out on the roads today. So I'm not expecting to get this collection today, but I will be doing something with this because quite honestly, I thought the first collection with Twilight was a really good nod to the first movie. It had that blue grayish filter that the whole movie had, and I really think that they're staying with the theme, and I feel like this collection has this, it makes me want to watch the movies again. Even though I will say I didn't love the movies. I really enjoyed the books, especially when I read them. They were like the right time in my life to read the books. But I want to like rewatch this movie for the sake to see this like warmish tone of the movie again. And I love that they brought in more characters. Even though I'm embracing my cool tone blush era, but I am really into warm tones. Love yellows, love reds. So for me, this is a very exciting collection to try out. I did just recently do a video where it was basically like me trying out a full face of new drugstore makeup. And I do have a couple of more drugstore things coming in, plus this collection. Maybe I can do another video trying even more like fun things from the drugstore, because I am excited to see how I feel about this collection. And I have a sneaking suspicion that I am gonna enjoy it. I just think I'm really gonna enjoy it. Also, I did buy, just let me scooch this in. I did buy the Beautylish Lucky Bag, and that one should be arriving next week, so we'll definitely do a video on that. I got the XL bag, and I'm excited to see what I got. Hopefully something good. Hopefully I'm lucky. Patrick Ta is also releasing some new blushes. I think Patrick Ta, the duo blushes with the creams and the powders, is probably his most popular product, his like best-selling product. I will say, I know that this is an unpopular opinion, but I actually didn't like the blush duos at all. Not that I hated them, but I just didn't see what the hype was about. So I actually got rid of mine. I have so many other formulas that I recommend over them. And if you've ever seen any of my declutters, you know that I usually don't save things that I'm just like, meh. So I actually got rid of mine because I was like, I don't need to keep this. I also got rid of the bronzer duo because same there, I'm like, I don't really need to save it. The only thing I saved was the liquid foundation, because I was like, I'm gonna save this for reference, because sometimes really greasy foundations come out and I kind of want to keep it for reference for the upcoming at least year if there's like a similar foundation that's being released. But I wasn't enamored with these duos. I also did declutter the highlighter duo. Now that I think of it, the only thing that I've ever tried from Patrick Ta that was like blown away by was the eyebrow gel. I still use that. I'm having it in my brows today. That's the only thing I've tried where I'm like, wow, this is actually really, because there are some brands where when I try the product, most of the time I'm like, wow. There are some brands like that. Like, I'm thinking Vanessa Myricks, like what an amazing brand. She releases amazing product. With Patrick Ta, I'm more like, me. So with these new colors, even though there are 3 neutrals, they look really beautiful. I think that neutral blushes are gonna make a comeback this year. Definitely, that darker blush actually looks a little bit like Risky Raisin, so it makes me feel very like it makes me as a brand owner feel happy in my decisions. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I released a shade that actually was like a shade that people could want. That bright red is beautiful. It's like a bright, warm, lighter red. I think it's stunning. Do I need a blush like that? Not really, but I do think it's really pretty. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, I look at that and I'm like, wow, that is pretty. But I also didn't love his blush formula. So I think that I looked at that and I think of the Merit Rouge. I have the cream blush in Rouge, which is like a really bright, light, poppy red that's sheer. That is beautiful. So I think I'm just gonna dig that one up. Maybe I'll use that one tomorrow instead. Just sometimes we need to be like, that is beautiful. And then you have to think like, do I own something like that? And I need to be better at that. I mean, I really do. I mean, I can scream from the rooftops, this is my job. I do this for comparisons. But it doesn't mean that I need to buy everything. And with this blush, I need to be like, that's a beautiful color. Let me use something similar that I have at home instead of buying this beautiful color in a formula that I've already realized it's not perfect for me. We all need to be smarter, me included. Another mainstream release that is coming is Hourglass that is releasing, they're called the Luminous Glow Foundation. It has SPF 30, it is a hydrating foundation. And this, I mean, I actually really liked the foundation that Hourglass released. I think like 2 years ago, I mentioned it in my yearly favorites. It was a beautiful foundation. It was like a natural luminous matte foundation that was like a medium to full coverage. I absolutely loved it, but I don't think I need this one that's a hydrating foundation. I don't think that this is going to be the right choice for me because it says ultra creamy. And when I hear that, I'm usually like, my only T-zone is like stay away from that. I don't think it's going to be perfect for me. And Hourglass is a brand that like, when I try it, I'm usually impressed, but then sometimes I'm also like, I could have gotten this for less money. That's how I felt about the pressed powder. So I think I'm gonna leave this to the dry girlies. Let me know if you heard anyone try this one, if they like it or not. I would love to hear your thoughts. They also did release more colors in their, like, I think it's like a clicky lipstick. This is a sheer glowy lipstick and it's a shade extension of the Phantom Volumizing Glossy Balm. This is a really nice formula and I do think I own a color in this. Again, I should be shopping my stash maybe tomorrow and doing like a shop my stash, not filming it, but like for me, because I want to try that red blush again. because I love it and I haven't worn it for like a month, and I really want to find this gloss from Hourglass and wear it again because it is a beautiful gloss. None of these colors are like, oh, I really need it. They're cute neutral colors, but I have similar things in my collection. And again, I like this formula, but I don't like this formula. There are some lipstick formulas where I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. I really can see where like the extra money came in, and this is a nice one. But is it, how much is this? $36. Actually, I thought it was going to be more like 42. I guess I love how I'm like justifying, like 36 isn't it? 36 is a lot of money for a glossy balm, but for being Hourglass, I almost expected it to be 42. There are lipstick formulas out there where I'm like, oh, that's definitely worth $40. This one, I'm like, I have one, it's nice. Do I need another one? Not really. This one made me really excited to see because this is an expansion of the jelly, the Makeup Revolution or Revolution Beauty. I don't know what they're called nowadays because they keep going in between. I think they might be Revolution Beauty. They released a dupe of the jelly blushes by Milk Makeup. Listen, this is going to be one of my makeup predictions of this year. More brands are going to do that. e.l.f. is going to do that. Colourpop is going to do that. Watch this space. It's happening. So Makeup Revolution were the first ones to do it, basically. They released their version of the jelly blushes. They actually sent them out to me in PR, and I have them here in a box because I'm going to do a full face of Makeup Revolution. A bunch of you were asking for that, so I have gathered all the things, but I happen to know of a new product that's being released for Makeup Revolution that they haven't announced yet, but they let me know that they're sending it to me, and I want to include that product in that video too. So I'm just waiting for that one to arrive, and then I'll film the video and we will be trying out this jelly blush and see if it is the same as the Milk Makeup. I know the Milk Makeup, like the blush, almost like divided the makeup community like the Red Sea. People saying like, this is bullshit, this is just a gimmick, don't buy this. And then the other part that was just like, this is amazing, this is so great, it's such a hyped product. I think that I was just standing on like the wet sea, the wet seafloor in the middle. I'm like, it's fine, it's okay, it's a fun product. It is a fun product, and I said in my review of these, I said, this is a nice product. I had no problem working with mine. I prefer mine as a lip tint over a cheek tint, but it still works as a cheek tint. I think it's pretty nice. The trick is to do a little blend immediately to make it like easy to work with. But what I said is, if you're a person who likes doing their makeup and you already have a bunch of makeup and you just want to find something new and fun to play with, this is new. This is a new kind of a product that could bring something new and an unexpected element to your makeup routine. So it could just like, you know, give a little spark to your makeup routine, give something new. And I really think that getting it from the drugstore is a smart decision, because again, are you going to go through this product? Probably not. So I think it's really smart that brands are doing different dupe of this. But what is really fun with this collection, there is a jelly primer, there's a jelly, like a two-faced, I think you're supposed to like shake it, and there's like a spray, a setting spray. But then there is a jelly lip oil in a stick. And this made me intrigued because I have never seen, is this supposed to be like you twist it up and it's like one of those like bouncy jelly sticks, but it's for the lips? I'm like, that sounds fun if it gives like a jelly oily texture, because it says lip oil, so it's not like a tint. It's supposed to give an oil. I am so intrigued to see what this is, and I definitely 1,000,000% will be checking this out. I have never heard of a jelly stick that gives a lip oil feeling on the lips that is a twist up stick. I've never heard of that. So I will say that to me seems a little innovative. And usually, and I say this with love, I do think that Makeup Revolution has a bunch of really good products, but they're usually not the brand that innovates. They're usually not the brand that brings out something first. And I'm guessing, and you're probably going to agree with me down in the comments, I am guessing that this is probably an Asian makeup trend that is being brought here now, which is, I'm going to be honest, and again, you probably agree with me, most trends I feel right now originate in Asia, and then it's being like brought here, and we're like, oh my god, this new trend, and like they've been doing it for years somewhere else. I feel like Europe and North America, we take credit for a lot of things that we didn't. That's a common theme now, isn't it? Overall, but I'm intrigued to try these. Have you seen something like this before? And if you have, let me know where. Oh, and the blushes are already available, by the way. Makeup Revolution ones. Those have been available for a while. Like I said, I've had them here as PR for quite some weeks. They're just expanding the collection, and those are launching soon. I found this really intriguing. This is not something for me, but this is the new slim concealer pen by Lisa Eldridge. It's called the Pinpoint Concealer Micro Correcting Pencil. It is in 16 shades and it's only a 1.5 millimeter tip. So it is like an eye pencil. It's basically, it's like a pencil, but it's like a concealer. I think twist it up, or do you have to sharpen it? It does look like it twists up when I look at it. It does look like it twists up. Okay, I don't need this because I don't pinpoint conceal anywhere ever. I could see this. I can see these in contours making sense because a lot of people contour their nose. I don't do that either. But I honestly, I've seen too many bad nose contours to try it myself because I don't think I am talented enough to do it. And I also don't know how I would contour my nose because I feel like my nose is pretty slim as it is, but it goes out a lot. So I don't really, like, how do you contour that? Like just gray on the side. So that's never been my thing, so I never look for a product like that. But I think that if you do a lot of spot concealing, I guess something like this could make sense, especially if you're the kind of person who does spot concealing and then maybe just a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint, and you want something that's like really precise to give you that like no makeup clean skin. Again, I don't spot conceal, so I'm not really the right person for this. I don't know what to tell you. I would never use a product like this, but I would love to hear, is this something where you're like, oh, this actually like fits, like it fills an empty spot in my makeup routine? Because I do have friends that spot conceal. And I'm like, do you want something like that? I'm not sure. I would love to hear your thoughts about this because this is a product that for me makes no sense. It doesn't fill a spot in my routine. These were so cute, and I saw a bunch of my friends got these, and these are the Smashbox Hot Sticks cream blushes. It is a purple, a bright orange, a bright pink, and almost like a bright reddish coral. I should have looked for these. I took my friend. Again, my friend is still visiting here. My best friend from Sweden is here. She's staying with me for a couple of months, just getting back on her feet after having a really traumatic experience in Sweden. So I took her in, so she's staying with me for a couple of months. And yesterday I took her to Ulta for the first time, and we just spent like an hour and a half. Ricardo was like, oh my God, can we leave? He's like, can we leave, please? But we were just looking at everything, and I should have looked for these blushes because I really wanted to look at them. Okay, have you seen these in store? Because I want to see what they look like. Wait, I have friends who got this in PR. Maybe I can ask them to swatch it. Because I did not get these in PR. Sometimes I get things in Smashbox. Sometimes I doesn't. Grammar is totally like left the chat a while ago. But I am like that orange. Honestly, all of the colors look delicious. And I'm like, look at you, Smashbox. I'm very excited by these. They're already available. Have you seen them in store? Please let me know. $24 each. Says limited edition. Ultra vivid cream blushes with a dewy skin-like finish. I'm excited. I have not been this excited by a Smashbox thing since, I don't even know. No, wait, I went to the Smashbox because I looked at that mini palette. The mini palette that they had that was, I wish they would have sent me that one instead. And quite honestly, I should probably have bought it yesterday, but I'm so overwhelmed with makeup. They had a green, brown, and yellow. You know how perfect that is for me. That mini palette looked beautiful. Again, I should ask people if they liked it. Why am I so excited about Smashbox all of a sudden? Am I okay? Kosas has released a color corrector, and it is in the same packaging as their liquid concealers. I'm guessing it's going to be a similar texture or a similar formula. This is the Kosas Revealer Extra Bright Serum-Powered Color Corrector. That is a mouthful. I actually really like the concealer, and in my declutters this year, I actually did get rid of my concealer because it was starting to smell a little bit like fermented crayons. I did think though that mine held up. Mine definitely lasted longer than 2 years before it started to smell bad. So I think that my concealer definitely held on for the amount of time that it should hold on. This is $32 each at Kosas.com and at Sephora. I don't need another color corrector. I have 2 color correctors. I have one from Sigma and I have one from Huda Beauty. Quite honestly, you see, I should have used the color corrector today. I did not sleep great last night. You know why? Because I was in bed reading. Yes, I'm usually not that person, but I was like trying to finish a book. Because I haven't been reading as much as of late because my friend has been here, so we've been doing other things instead. And I wanted to finish a book and it was just, I had too much left, so I read a little longer than I should have last. I should have used a color corrector today, but I didn't need another one. I really enjoyed the one from Huda Beauty. It's actually very, very pigmented, so I always end up using too much. The one from Sigma is very, very pigmented. Again, I feel like I always end up using too much, but that's a me problem. That's not a corrective problem. But let me know if you've heard anyone review any of these. I feel like I have some friends around me that get Kosas PR. I could probably ask them how they feel about it, but again, I don't need another color corrector, so I'm not as intrigued by this as I am by the Smashbox thing. ABH is releasing a foundation, and I gotta tell you, this is very intriguing. First of all, the packaging is beautiful. They're also releasing a setting spray. So the foundation is a medium to full coverage, long wearing, blurring foundation that is hydrating and a velvet matte. So I am intrigued to see if this is going to be good, again, on an oily T-zone. This is coming soon. It's called the Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. I've heard that this is a thin formula, which I think is amazing, and it is a blurring matte setting spray. I mean, this sounds like something for me, right? Again, I'm 41 years old. My birthday is the 23rd of January, so I am gonna turn, is it not next week, but the week after, I'm turning 41. I'm like officially in my 40s. I can no longer say I just turned 40 because like, no, turning 41. And I have a very oily T-zone, and I live in a very humid and warm climate, even though today it is actually freezing, like really, really cold. But a matte foundation usually works really good on me, and I want to see if this one holds up on me and if it looks heavy on my skin, because again, I'm 41 years old. I do have some fine lines and stuff going on, so I'm intrigued to see what this is going to be about. And I will say, and I don't know, but I did see in my mail inbox that I am receiving a PR package from ABH, which again, what planet am I on? I don't know what's going on. But if it is the foundation, maybe I'll do like a full face of new makeup. But that's what I want to do. I don't know. Let me know what you would like to see, because I'm intrigued. And even if I don't get this in PR, I will be buying this one. It's a mattifying, like it's supposed to be a matte, thin, medium full coverage foundation. Of course I'm gonna try it out. It seems intriguing. It seems very intriguing. Also, to celebrate my birthday, because it is my birthday, the 23rd, and it is my best friend's birthday who is visiting here. It's the 21st, and she's turning 35, and I'm turning 41, and my husband just turned 36. So we are doing a combined birthday trip. I'm treating them all, taking them all to Disney. So I'm gonna show Lisa Disney for the first time, and she is, if possible, an even bigger nerd than me. So she literally got like stars in her eyes like kids do when I told her that we're gonna go and see the Star Wars place. So I'm super excited. We're gonna have a great time, and I am gonna meet some of my friends that live there. It's just gonna be really fun. So I will still have videos that week, my normal 3 videos. It's just that I'm very excited about all of it. It's gonna be so much fun. I feel like this year is the year where I'm like really trying to do the best with my time. And also, should I be... We're having a launch with Singe soon. Before the end of January. I know, I'm shocked too. Makeup Forever is releasing a new lip gloss. This is called the Super Boost Lip Gloss. And this is a high shine, buildable lip gloss with skincare-like benefits with unique lip grip applicator. I have no idea what that means. Sounds really interesting. That delivers just the perfect amount of product in one load. Instantly gives volume to your lips with a cooling, plumping... Ooh, cooling plumping. I love that. Infused with camellia, cotton, and meadow foam flower seed oil. Wait. Are you flirting with me, Makeup Forever? That sounds delicious. And also, I love that it is it's 1 clear, and then there's 3 milky neutral shades with no shimmer. Thank you. They look amazing. Wait, now that I know that's cooling, I need one, right? I'm using need very loosely here. Again, I do get some PR sometimes from Makeup Forever, so I'm gonna chill a little bit, chill and see for the chilling gloss, but I'm gonna see if I get it in PR or not. If I don't get it in PR, I'm gonna get one. I'm like, I look at that brown, I'm like, that's so beautiful, but okay, last year was my mission to do more bold lips. This year, you know what my makeup promise to myself? First of all, maybe buy a little less. Listen, I am here to review stuff, but maybe buy a little less. But my goal is to not buy the color I always buy. To just maybe try, branch out a little bit. Maybe I'll get the pink one. Probably not. So many people were asking me about the new MAC collection, the new Nude collection. I actually saw this at Ulta yesterday. They had a display out, but it was very picked over. By the way, while we're talking about this Nude collection, so I looked at the shades that they had and I didn't like any of the shades that were available, so I didn't buy it. But I got this one yesterday. I still haven't tried it. Look at, like, it's got snakeskin on the packaging. This is the green lipstick from MAC that they released for... what is it called? Lunar New Year, because it's the year of the snake. Look at this. This looks very... I haven't even swatched it yet. I want to do something with it. I'll do some kind of a lip swatching thing. It looks very similar to Kale by Bite Beauty. Do you remember that shade? But I would say it's slightly less blue leaning, because Kale was almost a little bit bluey teal, and this one seems to be leaning a little bit more on the green direction than the teal direction. But it looks beautiful, right? These lipsticks, I don't know if I want, because I did see... I did see most of these, but I didn't have them available. When I look at them, I think the one that I'm the most intrigued by was the one that's called Folio, but that one was sold out when I was in Ulta. So again, if I see it online, if I'm ordering something, I might buy Folio because it did look pretty cool. But also, like, do I need another neutral lipstick? Like, I'm gonna argue no. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, yeah, you definitely are running low on... I'm not running low on that, so... Maybe I'll just try and see if I can find something like that, like a grayish, lighter nude in my collection. I'll go through and see, and if I can't find one, maybe then I'll buy it. Sounds like a good deal to me. Also, yesterday when I was at the store, I bought a Red Bull. I haven't had one for so long, but you know what? Oh, these are so good. I'm gonna show you this picture again, because remember how I talked about that there were some upcoming blushes from Urban Decay, and yesterday when I was at Ulta, I saw the empty place for it where the blushes are coming. So they're definitely coming really soon, because I could already, like, I could see the spot where it was supposed to go, and it seems like they're doing a coral peach, an orange. Oh, the light is on the one. I'm sorry about this picture. I took this picture myself. And then there was one that was almost like a more neutral, and there was a couple of pinks, and there was one that's like looked like a dark mauve. I think that overall, looking at the display, looking at the different swatches in the picture, it looked like they were all a little bit more on the poppy side, which I don't know if that's going to be as popular this year as it was last year. So I almost feel a little bad for Urban Decay for coming out with shades that I think would have probably done better in 2024 than they will do in 2025. But I'm still intrigued. I will definitely try one of them out, unless they are described, because it says Face Bond Blush Suede. They're gonna be $24 each. It does say a blurred matte finish. Again, I was gonna say unless they're a matte. I don't think I want a matte blush, so I might actually opt out on this one. But I wanted to show you the display, because that never happens to me, that I'm actually the one that I'm like, hey, here's the display, let me take a picture. So look at that, the makeup sleuth. It's me, it turns out. I think there's one more mainstream release that I want to talk about before we go into some indie releases, because some of my favorite indie brands are releasing stuff and I am so excited. But look at these new Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. These are like a multi-use stick, and you can see in the picture here that they're on the cheeks and they're on the eyes. It comes in 4 different shades. It seems to be a bronzer and a blush, and it definitely seems to be a little bit more on the dewy side. So it says contour, bronzer, blush, eyeshadow, lip color, and more in a convenient stick. Remember, if you use them on your lips, you have to clean them first before you use them on your eyes. Don't give yourself a pink eye. It's $13.99 each. It's available now for pre-order. And I actually, listen, I never do this. Where did I put it? Let me go get it. I bought yesterday at Ulta, I bought 2 things at Ulta. I bought my texturizing hairspray from Bumble and Bumble that I really love. You know, I've been talking about that. I think I mentioned in my yearly favorites. I ran out of it, so I bought a new one. And I bought this one from Dibs, because Dibs has one of those like emerging brands display at Ulta, and I've never tried anything from them. And they had this like glowy version. It is the Glow Tour Duo. It's a shimmering blush and contour. And it looked so delicious, and it's swatched so creamy but not oily. And it is a glowy blush, and it is the most delicious shimmery warm peach. I was blown away by the swatch. And then it is like a more neutral bronzer, and it had a really good color, and it smells vanilla. I was like, wait, why have I never tried this brand? So I am very intrigued to try this one. Definitely will. I should have worn it today, but I really wanted to wear this purple blush again because I was kind of blown away by it. But when I saw this stick from Physicians Formula, I actually thought about this one that I bought, but the way that I want this one more is that it was a shimmery blush and it looked so beautiful. I really think that it's going to be a blush and highlighter all in one. I looked so stunning. I can't help it. It looked so beautiful. So I think that this looks pretty. It's just not something that I need, especially not after just buying one. I'm gonna bring this one traveling. I am gonna show you the world. Okay, let's talk about indie releases. First and foremost, we have to mention that we've finally been able to see the collab between Little Cosmetics and Dexter. I did have a video about this yesterday up on my channel. You can always check back on my channel and see the swatches, a look, and my thoughts about this one. The picture that you're seeing here is a picture that I took as well. And the swatches of the eyeshadow palette, absolutely beautiful. This is just such a stunning collection. And I really think they did this one justice because I showed this to my husband and my best friend because they have both watched the series, and I opened the collection in front of them and both of them were like, oh, this is perfect, this is exactly like in the series, all of these names make sense. So I think that if you are a lover of Dexter, if you have someone around you that loves Dexter and makeup, this would make like a really great gift. And also Little did give me a code. It's Agnieszka10. It is a non-affiliated code and it only works until March 1st. And it will give you 10% off this collection in case you wanted to save some money. Again, not an affiliated code, and I don't think there's any other codes floating around. So if you were interested in this collection, I definitely say take advantage. Let me double check when this is actually releasing because as I'm filming this, I haven't put my video live yet. January 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be 9 a.m. CST. I think they did a great job and I'm excited to see something. So they're very innovative with their collabs, which is exciting to see them just be like thinking totally outside of the box, doing their collabs, doing their packaging, and I think that's very interesting to see. The next thing we need to talk about is that Blend Bunny is releasing something new as well, and I have no idea what they are releasing, but they did change their logo and they have been doing like a sneak peek, like little promo video, and they also released a promo picture. I am guessing that they are doing something bright pink for Valentine's. This is what I am assuming. I love Blend Bunny Cosmetics and I do have a code with them again that you can save some money when you are ordering from them. I am not 100% sure when this release is happening, but I am gonna assume next week since they started showing stuff right now. I think they're probably gonna show either the thing or the collection or the palette or whatever they are releasing towards this week and maybe release it in next week. That's gonna be my somewhat good guess. I don't know if I'm receiving this in PR or not. I know that Blend Bunny did do some shakeups and some changes in their PR list. If they send it to me, I will definitely be showcasing it. If they don't send it to me, I will definitely be buying at least a palette. An eyeshadow palette, I will definitely be buying. Other things, I'm gonna have to see and look at it and see if it's right for me or not. But if it's a Blend Bunny palette, I will definitely be showcasing it one way or another. And quite honestly, I would love to see a bright pink, like pink Valentine's theme palette from Blend Bunny. I think that that would be super, super exciting. So I cannot wait to see what this is. And I'm excited to see them do like promo pictures and photo shoots because to me, those are so expensive. To me, that shows that the brand is doing really well and that makes me very, very happy. We also have an upcoming launch from Nomad Cosmetics. They are releasing a palette. I do have it here in front of me and I don't know if they have showed the palette as this video is going live. But I have taken some swatches of this one and I have done a look already. So I will have some stuff going up where I can show you this, but it's a very nice winter themed palette and they are trying to reveal the destination right now. And I think most people are seeing that it is a little bit more of a wintry ski theme destination. I can say that I have never been to this destination because I'm okay at skiing, but I'm not so okay at skiing that I would spend the amount of money it would take to go to this destination to go skiing, even though I've heard it's amazing. But I will talk more about this one next week when they reveal the palette. I can tell you right now that Nomad Cosmetics always reveals their palettes on Saturday and then they release them on Tuesday. Again, you can use my code at Nomad Cosmetics and save some money if you're interested in this palette. I think that this is a really nice theme around winter wintry pastels, which I also think that the palette from Gourmand Girls did that theming. And I also really think that the Colourpop, the Frosted Snowman, did that theming. And also another brand that is doing that theming is Simply Posh Cosmetics. I love Simply Posh Cosmetics. It is one of those brands that we almost forget about, because I don't, but it's easy with a brand that doesn't release as many products as a lot of brands do to kind of just put them in the back of your head and you don't think about them that much. And I really hope that this will be the year of Simply Posh Cosmetics, because they make such great eyeshadow palettes, and they are releasing this wintry themed one that is called Snow Angel, and they're also releasing 3 lip glosses, milky nude lip glosses. They look very much up my alley, and 3 liquid blushes. So the liquid blushes is that red and the 2 pinks that are at the bottom, and then this is the eyeshadow palette. Again, you can use my code over at Simply Posh Cosmetics and save some money, and I love Simply Posh Cosmetics. If you saw my palette ranking, you know that they released 2 palettes last year, and I ranked both of them very highly, especially the Aurora Lights one. It is so beautiful, and I think the Aurora Lights, which is also winter themed, together with this one will be a match made in heaven. A match made in heaven, because you have that brighter, almost like nighttime, together with this one that is almost like snow during the day. They look like a match made in heaven. And I also really love that. I think that this is the first palette that I've seen from Simply Posh Cosmetics where they're doing really light mattes, and I cannot wait to try those. I'm very excited about this. As you can see, this is a brand that I really love. They're also re-releasing the, let me see, it's called Cozy Cabin palette, and this one has a new cover. So this one they released, I think, not 2024, but in 2023 they released this palette, and it's sold out, and they are bringing it back but in a new packaging. This is really pretty. I think this was their holiday collection in 2023, and it's really pretty, and it has a new cover, and I think that is really, really nice. I'm gonna see if I can put up a picture of, like, I'm sure I have a picture somewhere of like me taking. They also had a face palette with this collection, and I think the face palette is still available on the website. I'm guessing they're like selling that one until they're sold out of it, because I didn't hear them say anything about restocking that one. But it's a really pretty palette as well, and I'm excited to see that they're bringing it back, because it also is a little bit of a snow themed, like cozy cabin. The original palette had, I think, like a cabin with like a fire going. Now I'm like unsure, but I know it was like winter themed, and I know it released around the holidays, I think 2023. But yeah, those things are coming from Simply Posh Cosmetics, and I'm so excited to see them release more stuff. I know this palette is heading my way, and I hope I'm getting at least one of the glosses and one of the blushes, because I'm very intrigued to try them out. Ooh, we forgot to talk about some mainstream thing that I really want to talk about, and that is Fenty is coming out with a makeup mist. This is called the Fenty Beauty You Mist Makeup Extending Setting Spray. This is $32, and I think a lot of brands are going to come out with makeup setting sprays this year. We've already seen a couple, and I think, I don't know if you remember, but the One Size makeup mist broke the internet in 2024. It was sold out for so long. So many people wanted to buy that one, and I think a lot of brands saw the success of that and wanted to release a product like that themselves. A long wearing makeup mist, something that's waterproof, something that makes the makeup last longer. I think a lot of brands looked at One Size setting spray and they're like, we should get on this train. So I am expecting to see quite a bunch of different makeup setting sprays this year. We've already talked about 2 just this episode, and last week we talked about Colourpop one, so I think we're gonna see a couple. Let's do a little bit more gloss. This is the Glam Light Gloss from the Willy Wonka collection. It's really nice. We've also seen 2 new products from Unearthly Cosmetics, and these look really beautiful. They are up for a pre-sale right now, and it is the Shadowed Petal, and it is also a palette that is called Murky Meadow. So one of them is more of a mauvey neutral palette, and then the other one is more like a murky, grungy neutral palette with some yellow leaning tones, and that one looks delicious. You know, I love palettes like that. I haven't bought them myself yet because they are on a pre-order, so I'm gonna wait until they're in stock, but the Murky Meadow one looks amazing. It ships, because again, it doesn't ship until March. So again, I don't feel like I need to buy them now, but if you want to secure a copy, if you want to buy one, you can already buy them on the website. You can use my code and get some money off, but I will definitely be trying the Murky Meadow one. It looks really, really cool. And there seems to be a couple of them that are leaning a little bit like, they have a green undertone as well. It looks delicious. You will definitely be seeing me reviewing the Murky Meadow one as soon as I can get my hands on it, because hello, it's like made for me. And the last indie release that we're going to talk about now is that Bella Beauté Bar, which is one of my absolute favorite formulas when it comes to indie makeup, they are releasing a, it seems to be, yeah, it is a highlighter and eyeshadow palette that's called Morally Grey. And I think that this is a really cool name, but I'm gonna be honest, again, I love this brand, I love this formula, I do have a code with them, you can save some money if you buy it. Morally Grey is such a good name for a Valentine's collection, but I really wish they would have hired someone to make a better cover than this, because I think that this is a wasted opportunity on a good formula from a good brand with a good theming and a good name to have this cover. I don't think this is a good cover, and I really wish they would have made more with it, because Morally Grey is such a good name for a collection to come out at Valentine's, and I don't like the cover of this at all. No, I don't. I'm sorry, I really don't. I don't like the font. I don't like the holographic together with the heart simplistic thing. It's just not a favorite for me. I'm sure I'm gonna love the eyeshadow palette. I'm sure I'm gonna love the quality because they make amazing things. I just really wish they would have made more with the artwork when they had such a good theming and such a good name. But that's just a personal opinion though. These say that they're coming soon. I'm very excited to see what's in it. I usually do get PR from Bella Beauté Bar. Again, if I don't get this eyeshadow palette in PR, I will definitely be buying it. We'll talk more about it next week because I'm sure they're gonna be showing more. We're gonna talk about it soon, I promise you that. Okay, let's end with talking about the fact that Laura Lee announced that she is closing Laura Lee Los Angeles. So that is another brand closing down. And I wonder, because now we have seen Jaclyn Cosmetics go away. We have seen Laura Lee Los Angeles is closing down. She closed it herself. She basically was like, she wants to do other things. And I think she is closing her clothing brand as well. It's called Minim LA. And she is just gonna do skincare and body care with that brand. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like that is what she said in the video. And I think that it's a very like mature thing to realize that either your interests have shifts and you don't want to put more thought into this, because you could see her heart was not in the makeup anymore. She does makeup every now and then, but she has her makeup style that she does. She doesn't venture out into trying new techniques or shapes or colors or stuff like that, which I think is totally fair. Like, she found her stuff. She loves makeup, but she loves her style of makeup, which I think, again, totally fair. She's more into the lifestyle thing, and I think it's a good thing to realize that things have run its course. I'm not that intrigued by makeup anymore. I don't think she released anything last year, except I think she did, the last thing she did was probably that collab that she did with Manny MUA when they did Lunar Beauty. And I wonder if there's any more influencer, because we saw a couple of influencer brands that have been like, you know, kind of tethering off. I know Selfless by Hiram. I don't know how that brand is doing. They were at Sephora, now they're at Target. I saw them at sale on Target. I know, was it Icon Beauty? I was talking about this, was it last week when I was like, I couldn't remember anything of that Addison Rae's brand. I know that one disappeared. It was at Sephora. Jaclyn Cosmetics disappeared. It was at Ulta. And now Laura Lee Los Angeles is disappearing. And I think all of it is an effect of the popularity of the brand going downhill simultaneously with the influencer not being as into makeup or into owning a makeup brand anymore. It could be different things, and just being like, listen, I'm out. I could put more work into this. I could find an investor. I could do things to turn this brand around. But I'm thinking they just can't be bothered with even trying it anymore. And I don't necessarily think that like Laura Lee Los Angeles was a brand that was tanking, but I don't think it did well enough to keep her interested. It's gonna be me making a guess. I did try a couple of things from the brand. They had decent quality. I didn't think that they're like, it was nice. I never was like super intrigued by the color stories, but again, me and Laura Lee have very different tastes when it comes to makeup. And I always thought, even though I feel like Manny MUA also has a more neutral taste when it comes to makeup, at least his makeup was not always for him. He did stuff that was like for his audience as well. And I feel like Laura Lee, her makeup was more for her. Like, she only did her style of makeup, much like, you know, Skims or KKW Beauty or wherever she wants to call it. So I think that maybe her makeup like brand having her name and being so tied to her own makeup style simultaneously with her not doing makeup videos anymore, it didn't make the brand make sense anymore. And I'm wondering, I see this as a creator that has her own beauty brand, I wonder if there's like any other brands that are like, because now that I think of it, I can't remember what other like creator brands are out there. I know that Kathleen Lights has a brand. I'm fairly sure that she is very into nail polish and she's very into her brand. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that her brand like still doing very well. I think same with, what is her name? Simply Nailogical. I think her brand is probably doing really good and it just come to Ulta. And One Size Beauty, but they also had like a really big investor behind them. So it's not like Patrick Starr did everything in that brand by himself. And I would not be surprised if that brand gets bought out. That's also going to be one of my 2025-2026 predictions, is that actually happens. But I also think, and that is something that Laura said in her video, that a lot of celebrity and celebrity makeup artists were seeing the huge success that creators and influencers were having with their brands. And they're like, when we want to be a part of this. And she was saying that influencers just cannot compete with the reach that they have, with the budget that they have, with the connections that they had. I mean, Give Beauty, Rare Beauty, Fenty Beauty, a lot of these brands are just coming straight into Target, straight into Sephora. They have investors, Patrick Ta, Makeup by Mario, that just elevates the brand in a way that creators just couldn't keep up. And I think that for creator brands, and this is going to be me just speaking from my own experience, if you want to build an empire, that might be hard, especially if you don't have the right connections or the right, like, let's be honest, capital. But someone like me, I own my own brand, I'm self-funded, I don't have any investors or anything like that. I'm not looking to build an empire. I just want to release my dream products. I want to do my own thing, and I just want to leave a little piece of me in the makeup community. So when the day comes when I'm no longer part of the makeup community, I left a piece of my creativity in there. That's still there in form of products. And I think that if you are aiming, and I don't say that I'm aiming low, but if you're not aiming for the stars, maybe you're just aiming to be a creator brand that breaks even, that like, you're not investing to be in big stores, you're not hiring on a lot of people, you're not having this big team that you have to be bringing in money to be paying them salaries, having your own warehouse that you have to pay, like, you know, pay money to have the warehouse. If you're not trying to build that, I definitely think that there is a place for creator brands. And I also think that if you create a brand that is not too directly tied to you as a creator, I'm looking at BK Beauty, for example, that has truly built an empire, but not a lot of people at this point know that that is actually an influencer brand. It's a creator brand, but I think the brand is now more famous than the creator is. And I think maybe a lot of people are looking at that and now realizing that they shouldn't have tied their brand so closely to their own person, or that maybe they shouldn't have been aiming for the stars, aiming to be in Sephora, aiming to be in the Morphe stores, aiming to have this big team, maybe aiming to have their own warehouse. If they've just kept it a little bit more low key, they might have been doing better. I also think that some of these bigger influencers, we have to remember, they made millions of dollars in the heyday of beauty creators, which was 2015, 16, 17, 18. And they are not making that much money on their beauty brands. And even though the beauty brands might be doing well, they don't think that it's giving enough return on investment to be worth it for them, because they have gotten accustomed maybe to a different kind of lifestyle. So the income that would have been amazing for someone that is not already rich is not enough to warrant the extra work that they're putting in there. I also think that that could be definitely part of it. That's just me guessing though. That's definitely me guessing. But I would love to hear your thoughts about this. I'm sorry that I went on and on about that, but I feel like I have some thoughts about that because I keep hearing all the death of the influencer brand, but I don't think that that's like the entire truth. And I definitely think there are different layers of creator brands and what they're doing with it, and if they have investors, if they have staff, and all of those different things. But I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you really soon in a new video. I don't think I have one this weekend, but we'll see what happens. There will definitely be one on Monday, if nothing else. Bye.